What's happening, boys? Ask yourself, when's the last time you've seen an all-original Ironhead Sportster? Probably back in the 70s. This is Harley Davidson's most highly modified motorcycle ever. And to find one like this that's got the original paint, original seat, original bars, original everything is, you know, few and very far between. They didn't make that many of these back then either. Their production statistics, I think they were, I have to look it up again, but I think it was about 30,000 bikes a year back then.
In 2007, they pumped out over 300,000.
Yeah, they were doing 10 times as many motorcycles in 2005 than they were in 75. 10 times. Put that number in your bonnet and smoke it. They were 360,000 instead of 30,000. So to find one, period, in any shape that's running is becoming harder. But to find one that's got the original AMF Harley Davidson paint and stickers and everything is just incredible. Original wheels are in mint shape on this bike. It even has the original air cleaner. And I'm not 100% sure, but I'm 90% sure it's original exhaust on this bike. I am not 100% sure, like I said, but I'm pretty sure that it is. The motor's in mint shape on the bike. It's an original, of course, matching numbers bike, 1975, ending in H5. This is an XLH 1000. This was the second year of the left side shift. Drum brake, disc in the front. If you follow our channel, you know I'm a real Ironhead buff. I love the Ironhead engine style. It just looks to me like what a motor is supposed to look like, real bare knuckles kind of bike. On this side right here, especially with exhaust. The suspension, I'm 90% sure those are the original shocks too. Of all Ironheads we've sold, this is the closest to out-of-the-box original of any of them we've ever had. There was one original one, if you look back in our archives, in our videos, there was a red one that our neighbor, literally you could see his house right over there on the hill. He had one. He was a Pratt & Whitney airplane tech, and he had it up on blocks in his basement for 40 years. That one was in the same league condition-wise. That one was auctioned off. It sold for $9,500, which was about, at the time, about $2,000 over the NADA value. We just sold another one, a 77, for $9,500 at auction. Just sold this past month from that was from the Todd Milson collection, but that one wasn't original. It was completely repainted, the chromed forks, a lot of not original parts like the exhaust. Beautiful piece, and it sold for a lot of money because it was beautiful. But this is the most original one. The only item I'm sure isn't original on it is the petcock was replaced. That's a wear item, anyways, kind of like a set of tires would be. And the fuel line. We bought the bike in. This came from one of Kenny's friends who passed away. Mr. Perone, unfortunately, died of natural causes recently, and this was one of the bikes. Rest in peace for him. That this was actually. I think he had, how many bikes? Like 8 bikes that we bought? 8 motorcycles. This one was in his house. Wasn't something he rode regularly. It was on display as modern art, if you will. And was a cherished, prized possession of his. Is there anything you'd like to add about the bike, Junior?
Jeff had awesome taste, and for the last couple of years, he's been scouting bikes for his collection. We bought all the classic motorcycles in his collection, and this is the high watermark for Ironheads that have come through recently. It's as good as they get. When you're talking about bikes that haven't been nut and bolt restored, it doesn't get much better.
There's a couple items on the bike that are out of the Screaming Eagle catalog. The highway pegs here, these are really nice for a tall guy like me because the Sportster is a little bit more cramped than a big twin. The highway pegs give you a room to stretch out your feet a little bit, and they also protect the engine if you laid it down. It also has a Harley Davidson oil cooler on it too, so you know the oil is not going to run nice and cool and keep it from getting burned. Looking at the front forks, the chrome on the front forks is the nicest set of chrome I've seen on a Sportster from this era. Look at that, looks like it just came out of the box. Has the original XLH logo on the front triple clamp. Original brake system, all original bars, turn signals, mirrors, even the grips are the originals. It does have the original 1000cc sticker on this side of the motor, original pegs. You can see there's a little bit of wear on the pegs right here, which is appropriate for a 9,000-mile bike. Unfortunately, this sticker right here, or emblem tag, has a little bit of patina and wear. It's peeled off a little bit, and we could have replaced that with another one, but we decided not to offend the originality of this bike. This is the way it came to him from us. He had recently passed away, so we had to do a little bit of work to it. We put a brand new battery in it, rinsed out the gas tank, took the carburetor off, put that in the carb cleaning tank. Mario, our new Harley tech, went through and completely dismantled and cleaned the carburetor, reassembled it. The plugs are new, the oil's fresh, and she's ready for another 50 years. This is a 45-year-old classic, so good luck finding a nicer one. They're just not out there anymore. One of the things Mr. Perone did is, come around this side here, Kenny. There was a little bit of damage to the paint job right here. I want to point this out. And him being a collector, understanding that they're worth more of the original paint, rather than repainting it, he bought a set of the decals. You can see it's a little bit different color. And he cut the pieces of offended striping out and placed it over where the scratches were, but he didn't paint it. So it's all original paint with a little 1-inch strip of decal on the stickers replaced, which I wanted to point that out. So the engine is in beautiful condition. No leaks in the head or base gaskets. The paint on the frame is in very nice condition. I believe it may have been touched up in a couple spots previously by him. I have no real proof of that. I think it looks too clean to be 100% original, but that's about it. The paint is all original. Little patina on the front fender too. There's a little beauty mark here on the front, little tiny ding. Dent Magician could take that out if you want, or you could leave it alone. The rear fender has, it's 45-year-old paint, so it's not perfect, but it shows beautifully, and I would not change a thing about this bike. This is even the, check this out. This is the original license plate mount, and if you take this off, there's a sticker, not a sticker, it's engraved or stamped with the HD 74 on it, indicating it's a 1974, and back then, the license plates were, on our motorcycles, were a little smaller. This is a 2020 license plate, so if you got a new plate, you got to drill it to fit perfectly. So, unfortunately, I only have one bolt holding that on, but just wanted to point that out. They have, over the course of time, changed some things, even the license plates. Right-hand chain drive. This is one of the first years of this, or second year of the Sportster with the left-hand side shifter, as they were right side up to 73, and there's no kicker on this one. I think this might have been the first year without a kicker. Don't quote me on that. I'm sure some expert out there will be able to chime in and tell us. There is a little bit of patina on the original saddle, a little crack right here, but again, this is their only original one. So the NADA Blue Book value on this bike is $8,510 in excellent condition. This is excellent original condition, so it's worth every penny of that. We'll let the market determine that. There'll be a reserve somewhat less than the NADA value. So you just don't find them like this. The clutch on the bike, it has the original clutch on it, and it's been fully adjusted. And at full throttle, it tends to, you can feel a little bit of a slip. So it's perfectly rideable the way it is, and I've been riding it like this. But we are going to put a brand new clutch fiber and disc plates and springs, so the clutch will be brand new, which is about a $500 job. It's not necessary if you're just going to store it or ride it around town, but if you wanted to take it cross country or to the beach, you'd want to have a fresh clutch in there. So the original gauges show 9,311 miles. I have every reason to believe that is correct. There's a little bit of patina on the plastic, on the plastic gauges. The film on the inside is kind of degrading a bit, but the actual gauge faces look crisp and clean and like brand new. The actual numbers on there, and they work, which is remarkable for a 45-year-old American motorcycle. It even has an original DOT3 sticker on the handlebar here, which is something most Harley riders would peel that off. They'd peel off the reflectors on the forks. The turn signals would come off. The original air cleaner and carburetor would be replaced, and the exhaust would have straight pipes on it, as do most iron heads from this era. Not this one, folks. One of the few rare original survivors in excellent condition, all stock. So that being said, hope this goes to a home that appreciates it. If you have any questions, give us a call. 860-454-7024.